Hey Shalloners, you want to be beautiful? I can tell you how to get there. Clearly, it's obvious I know a thing or two about being beautiful and accomplished. So today, we're going to do our quarantine glow up video. We're going to talk about everything from hobbies to how to get good sleep, hence this weighted blanket, to fitness in our body, to, yes, beauty. But that's not all. We're also going to talk about how to glow up from the inside out, how to get your mind right, how to confront your demons, and how to live a life of discipline. I can't. Don't do a video with a Crest White strip in. But just want to remind you that if you have a love question or you want to get some one-on-one help with anything that's going on in your life, find me on my website, shallonlester.com, and click Get Help. And find me on Cameo at ShallonXO, where I'm available to book a video shout out with you. And be sure to connect with me on Instagram at ShallonXO, where I let you in the next video topics and connect with the Shallontourage there. And yes, all of the products and everything you're going to see on here is available on Amazon. I have a tidy little list, so you can just go beep, bop, boop, click, ship, enjoy. Let's go get beautiful. All right, let's get glowed up. So we mentioned this glow up is not just about like your physical, right? Because you can like lose 1,000,000 pounds, you can get your hair as shiny as you want. If you don't feel better on the inside, it doesn't really add up to anything. But it always does help if you feel good on the outside. I really think, the mind creates the body and the body also creates the mind. So it's really important to take care of ourselves. And what I was trying to do during this quarantine is to simplify my routine, like my beauty routine, into things and products that actually work. So all the things that I'm going to show you are things I actually use. None of these are ads. This is just like what I use. And also to like dial down the high maintenance stuff. Like I usually have my long ass nails on, but I'm like, no, I could still keep them on. I could still keep my press-ons on, but I want to get comfortable with like my natural nails, just painting them. I want to get comfortable doing less. I want to have better, fewer things. So I also really wanted to focus on like getting my skin to someplace I want it to be and getting my hair to someplace healthy. And that for me, for my body and my skin and my hair means hydration. I'm also trying to focus on hydrating my actual self. I drink this tea from Coffee Bean, and yes, I reuse these things for like 5 days. Longer. My mom's like, throw it away. I can't. So I'm just gonna tell you some stuff that I've been doing, okay? We're gonna start with brows because they have to sit long. We're gonna do two things that have to sit on here, and then we wash them off, and we'll talk about stuff in between. Another goal of mine was to figure out what I can do at home so that I can cut out beauty services once this whole thing is over. I spend the majority of my money on beauty, like facials, brows, hair highlighting, just all the stuff. Like that's where I like to put my money, not like clothes. I mean, as you guys can tell. But one thing I've learned to do is my own eyebrows. I don't wax my own eyebrows. I mean, I've been plucking them in this quarantine because usually I get them threaded, and threading is way better on your skin. It doesn't yank your skin. It's much more precise. It fucking hurts more. Oh, I can get 10 Brazilians in a row, no sweat. Don't even blink. You try to thread my upper lip, I'm crawling out of my skin. I'm like, don't do it. So I have to dye my eyebrows. Like I don't have dark hair. I have fine, of course, it's only dark when it grows out at the root, but like my lashes and my brows are pretty light. So I dye them. I buy this on Amazon. It's by Ardell Brow Tint. And I've been doing it for years. And it doesn't just dye your the hair, it dyes the skin, which is good because then your brows look super filled in. So it's just this goo you put in a little trough, a little dish, and you go beep, bop, boop, 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 like 4 or 5 little shakes. Mixy. And then brush them on. And if you're worried about, like, if you're not very precise, like I've been doing this for so long, I know what I'm doing, but if you don't want to get it like on your skin, just put a little bit of Vaseline right there and that'll protect it. Off. And I usually do this like once a week, once every 10 days. And combined with lash extensions, my face just feels more done. Brows are like a frame around a painting. You can tack up the Mona Lisa on a wall just with a big ass thumbtack, but it looks better if it's in the frame. But you shouldn't notice only the frame. Like I see girls with those like Sephora brows, you know, like they're like faded and they're this big, and it's like you can tell that took that girl like 35 minutes, and I'm like, why? But you know what? Do you, boo? I just don't think brows should be your defining characteristic. It's all part of the face. I think they should be like seen and not heard. You know what I mean? Speaking of lashes, you guys are like, how do your lashes look so good in quarantine? Oh, because they're fake. I bought this system. I got an Instagram ad for it and I was so desperate. I was like, fine. Like I've never clicked on an Instagram ad, but I was like, help me. It's Lashify. I don't know if you guys have heard it. You've probably seen ads for it, but it's supposed to be like DIY lash extensions. They fall all over the place, where they're like, they look like this. They're like panels. Oh. And they go on really easily and they look good, but they don't stay. Like Lashify says that they can stay up to 7 days. I've never had them last more than 12 hours. I can't sleep in them. I can't shower in them. Like the next half of this video, you're gonna see me without them. So I don't know if I'm just doing something wrong, but if you have the patience to put them on every day, they only take like 5 minutes, but I'm used to actual lash extensions that are just done when, they're just there. So as soon as this quarantine is over, my lash place is the first place that I'm going. First place, 100%. Okay, so we're gonna skip around a little bit. Usually I'd like to stay on face and talk about face, but we're gonna talk about hair because again, something has to sit on my hair. I am a blonde, I get highlights, spoiler alert. And if you're a blonde, you understand that our main enemy is brassiness. Brassiness is when it just turns kind of yellow and you're like, oh, this doesn't look good against my skin. I look like that trailer trash mama. So what combats that is purple shampoo. And purple shampoo, my hack is to put it on dry hair. This is gonna change your life. This is gonna change your hair. I can shampoo like in the shower with purple shampoo forever. It's not gonna do anything until I put it on dry hair. So I have 3 different kinds that I use. This is the most high end, this is Pureology. And I'm gonna use this for this video just because I'm using it up. The medium one is Amika. This is from Sephora. And all of these products, like I said, are gonna be on my Amazon page. You can just click and shop straight from there. I'm trying to pick them to be prime, Amazon's wonky. And then this is, the more affordable one. This is L'Oreal Everpure, but they all, do what works for you, do what works for your budget. Beauty does not have to cost you an arm and a leg. I will tell you some things you are gonna wanna spend money on. Purple shampoo ain't it, And Pureology's empty. Okay, so since Pureology's empty, we're gonna go with Amika. It's messy. If you have like white countertops or granite or something like that, cover them up because they can stain. And then your mom's gonna be really mad. I found that out the hard way. So it is like purple. And I hate this. Oh my God, I hate it. You're gonna use a lot. But you really wanna coat all those strands. Oh, gross. Oh, God. And yeah, get up in there, girl. Okay, so I feel disgusted. This is what I'd look like if I was brunette. Isn't that kind of wild? So I let this sit. Let it sit for like as long as you can. It'll get kind of like stiff and crunchy if it dries. Like I'll do at least 15 minutes. Don't sleep in it because it's gonna get everywhere. So the shampoo I use is Pureology Clean Volume. I really like Pureology. It has a low water content, so it's a bit more concentrated. And ever so often, I use this Neutrogena clarifying shampoo just to get rid of residue. It's an anti-residue formula. I like it. Like if I've been using a lot of hairspray, doing all this stuff, which obviously in quarantine I haven't, but it just kind of resets my hair and makes it clean. I'm like a shampoo and conditioner aficionado, especially conditioner. I am forever looking for something that's gonna quench my hair and like make it really hydrated. I always go back to this. I always go back to Redken All Soft. It's expensive. I think this one was like $17. You can get it at Nordstrom's Rack, like a big ass one, or TJ Maxx for like 20. So I think it's so worth it. I love it. But let's talk about hair masks because I have been down the road with these things. I've tried Olaplex, which I like. Olaplex, it comes in a bottle like this and it's good, but it's like $30 for this little bottle. And I put it on kind of overnight, let it sit. And you know what? It's not better than? You know what I always go back to? This motherfucker, coconut oil. This is $4. Coconut oil is like my life force. I take it on vacation with me in a little bottle. It's a great moisturizer. It's a great lube. It is, because it's like antimicrobial and it smells good, but get the refined one. Don't get one that's chunky and try to use as lube. No. I do coconut oil on the ends of my hair probably every other day, and I sleep in it and wash it out. It just really, my hair loves it. And when I had extensions, I got really used to doing it. My hair, obviously, you know, I color it, but the thing my hair hates the most is heat styling. And I probably should have done this. It'll still penetrate. I probably should have done it pre-shampoo, but I usually don't do these two things in conjunction, but it'll still definitely make a difference. So yeah, heat styling is what my hair hates the absolute most. So again, during this quarantine, I've been trying to reset my hair and get everything really, really healthy. You know how they say like summer bodies are made in the winter? Well, summer faces are made in a quarantine. Okay, so while all this sits, let me tell you about some of the other stuff that I'm using. I bang on all the time, if you've watched this channel for any length, about teeth. Teeth should be white. They don't have to be straight, but they have to be white. That's just kind of the thing. Like, I know braces are expensive, that's okay. I use regular schmegular crest white strips. Every few years, literally only every few years, I will get a Zoom whitening treatment, like a laser treatment in office. And for me, they last for years, and I drink red wine and tea every day. Well, not wine every day, most days. And they work great. They're also a really great anti-snacking device. Like I put them on right after dinner so that I don't nibble. And then, you know, how many are in here? 14, right? So if I'm doing this for 14 days, I'm breaking the habit. And that's another thing that we're doing in quarantine. We're breaking bad habits and we're replacing them with positive habits. When I said that I'm trying to get back to like things that are better and fewer, weirdly, I was focused on like deodorant. Like I had this bee in my bonnet that like, I need to like find more natural deodorant. And I was thinking about it because my friend was inventing one and she kind of like put that idea in my head. But then she's like, I want you to try it. And then when it came time to try it, I was like, okay. I just did not think it was going to work. So long story short, it does. I love it. I'm never going back to like Secret or Dove. You know, if you read the ingredients, it's a lot of really fucked up stuff like aluminum and like, we don't know where cancer comes from. And just in the time of this virus, like I've been thinking so much more about my health and doing things that are healthy and organic and all natural and where I can. Like I'm never going to be one of these Shailene Woodley, like eating clay for breakfast and sunning my vagina types. But where you can go for something that's a bit more natural and holistic, why not? So this is the deodorant she invented. It's called Hume Supernaturals. I am only a little bit biased because she's one of my besties and she invented this, but I would never tell you guys use something if it didn't work. Because you know why? If y'all used it and you smelled, I gotta be around you people. No. It comes in 2 scents. This is Desert Bloom. It smells, I almost held it up like, would you like to smell? It smells like, it's very fresh and crisp, but not like in that masculine way. It's definitely unisex. They also have one that's unscented, which is great. And the way it works is paraben-free, gluten-free, cruelty-free, phthalate-free. That's a really bad thing. Baking soda-free, triclosan-free. It's just free of all this bad stuff, but it works through probiotics, which like neutralizes the bacteria so that you don't smell. And I've been using it all quarantine. It's been 90 degrees here and I love it. Like I'm completely converted. So I reached out. I was like, let my people save some money. So if you use code ShallonXO on the website Hume Supernaturals, you get a discount. Speaking of probiotics, you guys know I'm evangelical about probiotics. This, if you do nothing else for the inside or outside of your body, take some probiotics. BioK, I love BioK. I've been taking them for years. It helped wean me off of a lot of my allergy medication. Probiotics, you can go to Psychology Today and search probiotic because they have done tons and tons and tons of research about how the gut bacteria can create your mental situation. It can ameliorate depression, anxiety. It can just do a lot. Plus, for me, like, it healed my allergies. And I'm not telling you, like, don't go to the doctor. Like, go to the doctor. Take whatever medicine you're prescribed. Don't, like, go off your antidepressants. But it's never a bad thing to incorporate something holistic into your diet. It's also incredible for your immune system. And hello, we're in a pandemic. The immune system might be helpful. So to start, drink one of these for a day for like 3 to 5 days. You're not going to like shit your pants. It does not make you do that, like, ever. And I have drank a billion of them. One a day for 5 days, and then do half every day after that. They're about $5 a bottle. I know it's not cheap, but it was cheaper than the Singular I was taking for my allergies and my asthma. So I'm like, if I'm going to be spending something, I'd rather be spending it on something holistic and, better. It just tastes like this is a strawberry. It just tastes like a smoothie. It's really good. I have this after dinner. It's like my after dinner treat that I put my strips on and I'm good. It's great. And one of you guys said that if you get a yeast infection, buy the original flavor, like the unflavored one, and just put it right on there. Put it right on the puss. Put it right on there. Active cultures. Healing the world. And we think like, oh, this is like so new age. These are the old ways. These are the old ways from our grandmothers and our great-great-grandmothers and our natural spirits and Native Americans. Like, this is how people used to live. They didn't reach for pills and injections and all this stuff. Like, we can't poo-poo the things that have kept our civilization alive for thousands of years. Let's open our mind. One of my goals was to really get my skincare regime, like, in place. Not like, oh, maybe I'll try this. I don't know. Now I see this on sale. Maybe I'll try that. Is that a sample that came with something? Okay. No, I'm picking a lane and I'm sticking to it. So actually I was out of my moisturizer and my salicylic acid oil, and Amazon was supposed to have it. They didn't. It's late for absolutely no reason. So what I do is in the morning, I wash my face, only if I slept in my makeup, which sometimes I do. If not, I just use hot water. Then I put on Dr. Lara Devgon's vitamin C serum. There is no one better at skincare in this world than Dr. Devgon. I trust her with my face. Models trust her with her face, like models you've heard about, models we talk about on this channel. She's a plastic surgeon and a cosmetic just guru, and she knows her shit. So I put on the vitamin C serum. That is going to give me a base of protection against free radicals and the sun as I go out into the world. I put this on, I let it soak in. Then I put on, which I don't have, thanks Amazon, Sunday Riley Ice Moisturizer. I put that all over, let that sink in. Then I put on Sunday Riley's UFO Salicylic Acne Oil because I don't understand why I have to deal with wrinkles and breakouts. That doesn't seem fair. Then I put that over it. Then I top it off with Elta MD sunblock. I love Elta. Another brand that I love is Neogen. They're both mineral based. You definitely want to go mineral based because that's going to reflect the sun off of you. And chemical based sunblocks, ones with like avobenzone, they're not good for your skin. There are a ton of chemicals. These are more natural and they actually work better. So again, I'm going to have all this stuff on my Amazon list, so you can boop, 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 just shop and click. And look, some of this stuff isn't super cheap. Elta, I think, is like $35. Do you know how much it is to do fillers or injections or laser facials to unwind some sun damage? It's more than $35. If you're going to spend money on anything in any category of your life, make it skincare. I promise you the return on investment, so worth it. Dr. Devgon's stuff is not on Amazon, but I'm going to put the link to her website because she's the bomb. So it's the end of the day. We're taking our makeup off. I use the Foreo. This is it turns on and vibrates. It's a little like ultrasonic thing. And I do it around. I know, vibrates. Don't you wish it? It's like, just kick that motor up a little bit. I do that to take it off. And I don't have a cleanser that I really love. I like Drunk Elephant and I like Glossier. It's pretty good. So after I do that, I opt for Dr. Devgon's hyaluronic serum. This, just go to her like Instagram and you can see the before and afters of what this has done. I've been using it only for a little while and truly, like, I don't really have any makeup on now. Like, it's truly made a difference. In the videos, you guys are like, you're glowing. It's this shit. It's this shit. It's incredible. Let that sink in. Put on my moisturizer again. I don't do the salicylic oil thing. And later in the video, I'll tell you about something else I do when I'm not using these products. And speaking of breakouts, usually I go to the dermatologist if I'm having a breakout and I get it injected. I'm vain and I'm on camera, dude, right? But I can't, so I've been using this. This is by Pulsederm. It's just this little laser. You can like put it on there. You hold it for like 30 seconds or something. I'll do it like twice a day. I really do notice a difference with like cystic things, like things that are brewing beneath the surface. I love it. And it's $30. I'll put it on Amazon. You can get like way more expensive ones. There's ones that are like $170. I'm like, bitch, a light's a light, you know? So I've been using Dr. Devgon's Platinum Lash. Like this truly is the best. It's pricey, but it works. So I love it. But I gave my mom this one, Ariana Grande Lash. This one is on Amazon. It's cheaper. This is like $35. And she loves it too. And I've seen her lashes grow. So, okay, like if you want to go with something that's a little cheaper, I'll put it on the Amazon list so that you can shop that. Love. And another thing I do right before bed is lymphatic drainage. I also do this in the morning. I use this wand thing by MZ Skin. MZ Skin, not a beauty influencer. MZ Skin makes a really good vitamin C serum. But if you don't want to get a wand or a jade roller, I'll put one on my Insta or my Amazon thing. Anyway, you just do like that. You can do it just with your hands. Take your hands like this and just sweep, like really press and rub. Not like crazy hard, but you know, you're trying to get all the salt, all the water, all the puffiness out of your face. I do this in the morning, right when I wake up, and at night, especially if you've had fillers, because fillers hold 10 times their weight in water. So sometimes if I'll eat something really salty, the next day I'm like, oh, I'm so puffy. Yeah, the lips are puffy, but the whole rest of my face. So, you know, you sweep and it kind of just drains everything out because you can get puffy at night. I sleep on my face, so I always wake up puffy. It's really annoying. So I think we're ready to wash everything off. A scrub that I love, I don't use it, you know, every day. I use it like 2 or 3 days a week, is Wishful Skin by Huda Kattan. I'm lucky enough to call those sisters my friends. It smells so good. Oh my God, it smells so good. Yeah. Did I mention that Hume has unscented? It has unscented. So I love things that are scented, but if you don't go for this, it's great. All right, let's see the magic. And now we are clean. Our hair is less brassy and it's more hydrated. I feel like my hair looks so much better because of the coconut oil. Like it's just less frizzy. And this is just what my hair looks like if I don't do anything to it. Like I didn't even brush it. I just let it dry. And to get like the perfect beach wave, I've realized you cannot touch your hair. Like I have the best hair. If I take a shower, I wrap it up in a towel, you know, to dry it. And then I take it down and I go over and up just like that, just one time. And then I lay down and take a nap. And then it just is like, while I sleep. I'm not touching it. I'm not disrupting its movement. And it really saves a lot of heat styling stuff. And the coconut oil also leaves it kind of, not oily, but there's just enough residue where it's not frizzy. It's amazing. But I forgot to tell you one thing that I definitely have incorporated into my skin routine that is making a huge difference. This motherfucker. This is a Glow Pro, not an ad again. This is a Glow Pro. It's a micro needling device. So this little roller has spikes on it. It has little needles. And you turn this thing on and it vibrates, and it's got not like enough for it to be fun, you know, but it vibrates and it's got a light that's supposed to help with inflammation. Now look, you can also get these things a lot cheaper. This is about $200 on Amazon. I'll put it on the Amazon store in case you want it. I got this one, I actually got it from my mom, and she's like, it's painful. I was like, you gave birth without an epidural. Like, how is this painful for you? I know that you're tough. But what a microneedling system does, and you can, like I said, you can get the Glow Pro, which is like the top of the line one. And I've been to enough Glow Pro events, and I know the reps that I've been like totally indoctrinated and I've like drank the Glow Pro Kool-Aid. So like, I like this one. But you can buy just a regular micro needle roller on Amazon for like 18, 20 bucks, like 40 bucks, something like that. But definitely do your research about what length you need, because you might think the bigger the needle, the better. You might think the smaller the needle, the better. And you might just be thinking, I don't want to put needles on my skin in general. Here's what it does. You know when you work out at the gym, like you lift weights and your muscles get bigger? They get bigger because when you lift weights, you make microscopic tears in the muscle tissue, and then the tissue fuses and larger. It's the same thing with rebuilding collagen. And we've talked about collagen before, how it's like a pillow, right? And it's the stuffing inside of a pillow. And once the stuffing inside that pillow is gone, the cell collapses, the pillow collapses, right? And in a man, the pillow collapses like that. And in a woman, it goes straight down, meaning we have more pronounced wrinkles and more of them. So what makes the stuffing gone? Like what eats the stuffing? 3 things: sun, cigarettes, stress. And those create something called free radicals. And free radicals, they eat the stuffing out of your cells. They eat the collagen. And we stop producing collagen naturally when we're about 18 years old. So it's really important that we maintain that collagen, because when people get fillers, they're usually trying to replace collagen. And you can get fillers, I mean, in your face, you kind of don't get it like in your neck, in your chest, in that area, but you can still lose collagen, and it'll lead to things like crepiness, just discoloration. So this is a really good tool for kind of healing whatever is ailing your skin, from acne scars to like laxity, you know, like wrinkles and stuff like that, crepey skin if you're a little bit older, just discoloration, and just not being like plump or vibrant. Like it really can help with skin tone and just like the overall glow. But not all needles are created equal for the exact same thing. So Google what the right needle length is for you and your special skin needs, and go from there. Don't just think like, oh, well, the bigger the better, because then it's gonna like go deeper and create more collagen. I'm gonna be fixed. Research. But here's how you do it. And I'll do it on my hands, because I do it on my hands. Hands are a big place that you show aging. And I do it actually like kind of all over my body. Like I do it every other night, and I just devote like 10 full minutes to just like rolling all over my body. So I turn it on, and you wanna go 5 to 7 times in one place. And then you move it over. It doesn't hurt. It's just like a little prickly, but not like, I don't know. I like pain. It feels good. And then you want to go in the opposite direction. But notice you don't go like that. Like you don't swirl it around. You're not making an S, because if you do that, it can like tear the skin in like a not good way. So you want to go in one direction, pick it up, put it back down, and turn it, right? And you can do like your fingers. You can do all over. I do my neck. I'm not going to do my face because I already have stuff on my face. But like, ooh, yeah. Because your neck is delicate and it's unforgiving. You can do your décolletage. But be careful if you have a breakout, because you don't want to run it across like a blemish and then track all that bacteria. And then when you're done, you take alcohol and you spray it with alcohol. Squish, squish. But then what you do, like within the first minute, like you got to do it fast, is you put a serum on. Because what microneedling does, it allows whatever product you're using to really penetrate more. And because my issue is discoloration, like you can see it. I have really bad melasma, which is like, I don't know, I guess almost like an allergy to the sun. Like my skin hates the sun. Even if I get too hot, like in a car in the winter, the melasma will come out. It's just like dark spots and discoloration, and it's like a hormone thing. It's very fucking stubborn, very annoying. A pico laser, P-I-C-O, sometimes called P-I-Q-O. Pico lasers are great. Like they're a miracle. They're expensive though, but they do work. And if not, stuff like this works. This is Glow Skin Beauty. This is a serum. This is their lightening serum, and it's got azelaic acid in it. You can also get azelaic acid in something called, this brand called The Ordinary. I'll put that on the Amazon thing too. You can get that at Sephora. It's cheap. But I do this kind of like, again, all over my body. Azelaic acid really helps promote cell turnover. And when my skin has looked the best in my life, it's been because I've been using this product or something with azelaic acid in it. Like it really is amazing. It doesn't burn. Like you can put acid and you're like, oh my God, am I going to peel? Am I going to burn? No. And if you do find that like, okay, my skin's getting too sensitive, just cut down on usage. Do it like every other day. Like I said, I do this every other day, and that's fine for my skin. And then you want to layer moisture over it. But basically, this is my like physical glow up. It's all about resetting your skin, going back to hydration, resetting your hair, just becoming a little bit more natural. Because before, like I couldn't go to an event without like hair, lashes, nails, heels, like I just needed the whole full glam. And this whole quarantine has really reset me. It has lowered the bar. So I'm like, I have pants on. Well, I have sweatpants on. I have jeans on. You know, it's really like brought things back down to earth. And I think that that can be really, really nice. That it's like, I don't need to get all glammed up like that to feel good about myself. I can like just kind of focus on me and not all the extraneous stuff, even though it is fun. Like I love to get dressed up, and I am definitely looking forward to having a reason to wear like a dress again. But it's also nice to be like, okay, I can survive without it. And I'm used to seeing what I look like now without the hair and the makeup and, you know, even just my lashes off. I was like, oh, I feel like a potato, but I guess I don't look that bad, you know? But now that I have my lashes on, I'm like, oh, I do feel like I look so much better. So now that we've talked about how the face can glow up, how the hair and everything can reset, let's talk about the bod. We're in the kitchen, right? Okay, now we're in phase 2 of our glow up plan, getting your physical health right and your body right. And look, this isn't about like, you gotta come out of this thin, you gotta come out of this with abs. No, what you want is to come out of this with a few healthier habits, or maybe just the absence of some bad habits. So I've been doing some things, like honestly, not a ton. Like I'm not, you know, just running stairs at the local auditorium. I'm not doing that. I'm pretty lazy. I just work too much to be able to like get into these crazy workouts. And honestly, I'm psyched I'm just surviving, but I'm actually losing weight, like I said. So here are some things that I've been doing. First things first, I've been wearing weights. I bought these right before the lockdown happened at Target. They're wrist weights. They're by Ignite. I have some on my Amazon shopping list, so you guys can click there, and they're all on Prime, and you can get them pretty easily. These are 1.5 pounds on the wrists, and on the legs. On the legs, can I do it like this? Oh, that's not too bad. These are 4 pounds each on the legs, and usually, like I wear them with socks. Like when I go out to work out, I just try to do a 30-minute walk every day wearing these, and then I walk around flapping my arms like an old woman named Roz in Boca Raton, right? Flappy, flappy, flappy. And then I go forward. Yep, to get that right there. And then I go backwards. Okay. And I try to do that like for the length of a block. Like I don't really count how many I'm doing. I usually just do it to muscle fatigue. And it's really, really important that you don't wear these weights for too long. So say you can't get out and go for a walk, that's totally fine. Then maybe just wear them around the house for like an hour. Just going about your day, wear them while you're washing dishes, wear them while you're making your bed, picking things up, even just brushing your teeth. Like you are gonna see a difference really fast. I literally started to see a difference wearing these things in 5 days. And like, again, this isn't an ad. This is just like what I've been doing. I'm not a fitness influencer. I'm just kind of a person. So this is what I really liked, and it was an easy way to incorporate things. And now I'm like kind of excited to get back to New York because I'm like, I can do my errands and walk around with these things on, but don't go too heavy. Like that can be the temptation. It's like, I'm gonna wear 10 pounds on each leg and come out of this ripped. No, you're gonna hurt your joints because a lot of times we don't have purposeful walking habits. Like sometimes, you know, we realize we just kind of like shuffle along or whatever, and that means we're relying on our joints instead of our muscles. And if we're adding weight to that, that can be very difficult. So before you even put them on, just walk around and practice walking with intention. I'm engaging my quads, I'm engaging my core to stabilize, I'm engaging my butt when I take a step, and then incorporate the weights. So I do the arm flaps, right? Or I just wear them around, and then I do the leg lifts. I'll demonstrate those in a second. But one thing I also do is intermittent fasting. Intermittent fasting is one of those things that has like a very unfortunate name, but it's really, really easy. Like when I heard about it, I was like, I have really low blood sugar. I have hypoglycemia, which means like I can't not eat. Look at me. And I also can't have like a lot of sugar and stuff. I mean, I do, and then I feel like I've eaten poison, but it's a whole other story. So I can't like not eat for huge chunks of time during the day. And some people fast like that, but very few, honestly, for the most part. Intermittent fasting just refers to like not eating after a certain time at night, which is basic, logical best practices, right? You don't need chicken parm at 10 p.m. You don't need it. So I try to start my fast around like 7, like whenever I eat dinner naturally, but it keeps me cognizant that I'm not waiting until 8:30 to have dinner, because I'm like, okay, well, I'm probably gonna wake up by like 8 tomorrow, and I usually have to eat pretty early after I wake up just because of my blood sugar. So that means I shift and I stop eating the day before earlier, you know? And you want to do it in scales. You wanna go for a 12-hour fast, 14, 16. Some people go 18. That's just personally too much for me, but if you like it, try it. But then you go back down, 16, 14, 12. And you can use an app. I use Zero. It's free, whatever. Or you can use the timer on your phone. It really doesn't matter. Like anything that you want to use, it's going to help keep you accountable. But it really does. Like when 9:30 comes around, you know, the nibbling hour, and I'm like, what time are we in here? I'm like, no, I'm not resetting that timer. I'm not doing it. It counts you down. So I'm like, okay, it really, really, really works. And you literally don't have to change anything else. When I was at my absolute like thinnest, and whatever, I was definitely doing that. I was a waitress, and so I would go to work to waitress at like 4:30, and I would eat as much as I possibly could before I started my shift, like a burger, a salad. I was just like in the Lester Eat-a-thon, but then I would walk for 6 hours and not eat anything, and I was just like, the weight was just melting off. So I'm not probably going to do that now, just like trot around my neighborhood for 6 hours like I'm being chased by the police or something. So it does still kind of like keep me accountable and made me realize that, okay, I'm very reactive and responsive to not eating late at night. So that works for me. Another thing that works for me, I talked about this on Instagram, Freshly. I've been using Freshly for like a year. Like when I was living with my boyfriend briefly, like he's like, are you gonna cook? I was like, I'm sure fucking not. And so like I didn't want to keep buying like lean cuisine and like stuff like that. So, and I also didn't want to do Blue Apron, you know, where you like cook everything. I'm like, I don't want to cook. It's not just that I don't want to buy it. I don't want to buy it and then cook it and clean up after it. So I was getting Freshly. It's microwave meals. They're almost all under 500 calories. They microwave in like 5 minutes. You can customize them. They have a ton of options, but they have like paleo, gluten-free, vegan, stuff like that. This is buffalo chicken. Whoops, I ate the other ones. Buffalo chicken, steak peppercorn. They're really good. They're really good. And I'm all about like just getting it done, not having a ton of cleanup. Everything's biodegradable or recyclable, which is great. And if you use the code, you get 60% off. So that's kind of fun. What else have I been doing? Oh, I've been doing a fitness app. I've been doing Shock Fitness. I used to do Nike Fit Club because you can sync it with music, but it took up so much room on my phone. It was making everything else slow down, but Shock is a lot better. And they have just little mini workouts, like 10-minute abs, 8-minute arms. The birds are so loud. I know, I'm sorry. We're like in nature. And they also have like aspects that you can customize just based on the equipment you have. It doesn't have to be like, okay, go to your squat rack in your home gym. It's like, all right, it's stuff that you can do just easily modified with what you got. So, and it's like a small family owned business, which I think it's cool to support. So I've been really enjoying that. So that's how we're doing it. And I know. You don't need to come out of this thinner. You really just need to like survive. But again, it's about just creating some healthy habits or maybe just rolling back some unhealthy ones. If you do nothing else, first of all, if you do nothing else, I think you should do intermittent fasting because it's just good practice to like keep your hands out of the cookie jar too late at night when you don't need it and you're just boredom or you're anxious, or maybe you can just go read or go to bed. If you do nothing else, also drink a ton of water. I've realized that if I have water in a cup ready to drink, I will drink all day long. I'm just like a fish. So I am always sure to keep my cup, a little sparkly cup, full of water or decaf iced tea at all times. Because so much of the time when I'm snacking, I'm thirsty. You know, I think that I need something to eat and really I just need water. And it's just good for your skin. It's good for everything. So if you incorporate nothing else into your quarantine glow up, try water. It's going to be the absolute best thing for you. You guys want to watch some leg lifts? Fuck yeah, you do. Okay, I do one more exercise for inner thighs because you know, you gotta have balance. If you work the back, you gotta work the front. So again, these are just moves I'm like making up or I'm copying from my Pilates class. And what you can do, you can take the weights off your ankle and you can just set it on your knee. If having them on your ankle puts too much joint strain, you definitely always want to listen to your body. And if you feel that pain, like not the good pain, like the sexy choking pain, you know, but it's like, ow, like if I keep doing this, something's gonna pop or snap. Don't do it. It's not worth the injury. Like, and your knees have a very long memory. They're like an ex-girlfriend. They forget nothing. So I lay down, get on my elbow, put one leg up like this, and I just lift. My knee is bent, and I'm focusing on lifting from the ankle. From the ankle, the knee, like really focusing on the whole inside. Ooh, yeah. Ooh, yeah. And I try to do this until muscle fatigue, but I try to keep loose count, at least 40. And then I relax and try to do as many sets of this as I can. But it's annoying. I know, I'm on a beach towel. I'm not allowed to have the yoga mat out here. My mom will yell at me. You're never gonna outgrow your parents' rules at their house. Ever. Ooh, this is nice. Oh, okay. Now this other one, if you don't want to do the standing leg lifts, or if you want to do this one in conjunction, I think this one is really helpful. You straighten out the bottom leg, roll kind of forward onto your hip, right? Let me get those boobs out. And then bring your knee down. Focus on bringing your knee down and up. So it's like you're kind of driving, it's like you're kicking sort of back. And again, you feel it right back there. Ooh, yeah, that killer booty. You know, sometimes a booty, when you feel that burn, it's nothing like it. So I do these kinds of exercises. I try to do these every day. Not a ton. It really only takes me like 20 minutes, like at the most. And then 3 times a week, I try to do a workout with the Shock Fitness app, or like something more high intensity. Sometimes not, whatever. I realized that working out in the morning, it kind of anchors my day. Like, it's like, okay, I've done something. If I accomplish nothing else today, I've accomplished that. Even if I only do 10 things, I'm like, okay, I've just kind of kept that thread of discipline and that thread of self-care, because it really is a struggle to reframe, working out as self-care, but it is. I feel better, I feel less anxious, and I feel more in control of my life. You can also do leg lifts. Oh, fuck, keep that lower leg bent. Oh, you feel this like right back there in those areas that get tend to collect fatty bits. I collect fatty bits right there. So I feel it. Oh yeah, not today, Satan. And again, this workout is cheap and free. And if you don't have weights, that's totally fine. You actually don't need them. You can just do a few more reps. Most mat Pilates classes that I go to, we don't use weights at all. So if you don't have weights, don't even worry about it, girl. So there we go. I also try to do a plank. I'm not going to do one because I'm so bad at it. It's embarrassing. I'm just not really good. And it's weird how I avoid doing ab exercises, even though that's where I carry all of my weight. So I probably should have some more ab stuff to do, but not quite yet. So I'm tired and I'm done working out for the rest of my life. So now we're going to go inside and we're going to talk about how to revolutionize and how to glow up in here. We worked out. We did a hair mask. We're done with the physical part of today's challenge, and now we're moving on to the emotional and the intellectual part. And I had hoped, I had grand plans when I bought this ukulele off Amazon, that by the time I filmed this video, I was going to be able to play something for you. I am not. I'm not playing it for you because I don't know how to play it. I'm not playing anything for anybody. I don't understand how this thing works. Music is math, and I am not good at math, and I need IRL instruction. I feel like my hands don't work. My old guitar teacher, because I tried to learn guitar, and then I was like, let's just downgrade to the ukulele. He said that Dolly Parton plays like this because she has long nails. I was like, I can play like that. And he looked at me, he's like, you are no Dolly Parton. I was like, okay. People have been serving up some lessons. So, I'm frustrated. I haven't learned to play this thing. I'm frustrated I don't know Japanese by now or something. But if you're feeling similarly frustrated, let's take a step back. Because when this quarantine started, we had all these grand plans about all these things we were going to learn. We're just going to come out of this with a 6-pack and speaking Japanese and playing Purple Rain on the guitar with brand new lyrics. And now we're I just hope I don't eat a whole goddamn pound cake again. I'm just proud of myself I didn't bake a banana bread. I'm just proud of myself that I'm surviving. I get it. So instead of trying to do all these kinds of things, let's work on some emotional homework, which by the end of this emotional homework assignment, you might be saying, I will actually take the oboe lessons. I'm going to sign up for Japanese. And look, I encourage you to try something new. I mean, if you still have the time, you still have the inclination, the money, whatever. I don't even know if I was holding that ukulele right. Is this the way you hold it? I don't know. It doesn't matter. I'm not ever gonna play it. Damn it. Look, try to do something creative. Order a needlepoint kit. Order some coloring books if you can. Like, go out to Target if that's available and open in your area, and maybe get something you can do with your hands that's creative, that dials down the anxiety. But here's what our actual homework assignment is going to be. Because, right, we can do hair masks until we're blue in the face. We can wear ankle weights and wrist weights until our limbs fall off. None of it is going to matter if we don't glow up inside, right? Because no one wants to just be friends with, date, or hire, or be around someone who is only good looking on the outside. That doesn't get you very far in this life. It might seem like it does for some people, but actually, everyone wants to be around the girl who's in love with her own life. And that takes self-awareness. And that isn't always a ton of fun. I've been trying to do a lot of therapy during this lockdown. And I know that you guys suggested the other day when we were talking about Scott Disick, I let you connect with me on Instagram, which I love to do it because I put it out there to you. I was like, oh my gosh, Scott's going to rehab. What's the topic here? And you guys were split 50-50, which was, can you fix a broken man? Which is the first video we did. That's up if you want to check that out. But the next topic was, how can we fix ourselves? How can we confront our demons in this quarantine? Because clearly that's what Scott was doing, and good for him. How can we sort out some of our emotional knots without checking into rehab, you know? I mean, and I said in that video, I was like, rehab sounds amazing. I don't mean fun. Like, the gym is not a place I would say that's amazing. Oh, wait, the gym is amazing. It's a place you go to do work. The results are what's amazing, right? That's what's amazing. The process, no, that's not fun at all. Blech. But we're not frightened women. We're mighty women. And we don't shy away from the hard work here, do we? No. We dig into it, we dive into it, we clamp into it, and we get through it because the only way out is through. What am I saying? Now is the time to sit and clean out your emotional closet. You probably already cleaned out your actual closet. You probably organized all your spices. Hopefully you have. It's very soothing. But like I said, I've been trying to do a lot of therapy in this because there's nowhere to run right now. We are devoid of our usual distractions, that little shopping spree, going and meeting a friend, not even unhealthy distractions, but just coping mechanisms that we had. We don't have those anymore. And that can be a source of a ton of anxiety, but can also be a source of inspiration. Because what's the motto we talk about here all the time? You can't always change what happens, but you can change what it means. And that is what we do. We are the meaning changers. We are the women who flip something upside down and say, this could have been used for my harm, but I'm going to turn this to my good. This could have been used to break me, but it's going to make me better. This could have been a setback. I'm going to make this a setup. So, as Janis Joplin says, freedom is just another word for nothing left to lose. And right now, in a way, we have sort of like that intellectual and emotional freedom. There's no place we have to be. There's no one we got to be seeing. There's, you know, there's this absence of social pressure, and that can be very freeing. But it can also be, like I said, scary that, like, fuck, now I really got to work some things out. Now I really got to turn to what's wrong because I don't have those coping mechanisms. I don't have those distractions. And maybe I'm in an environment that is really, really testing me. I'm with family that's toxic. I'm with a roommate who I want to murder at this point. I'm with a boyfriend and I can see we are heading towards a dead end, or I'm alone. And that's really difficult for me. It's time to go inward. My therapist gave me 2 assignments. The first homework assignment was, and it sounds simple, as all homework does until you sit down to do it. She's like, I want you to write down with a piece of paper, who am I and who do I want to be? That's the question I want you to answer. Who am I and who do I want to be? And it was very, very difficult for days and days. You know how far I got? I got far with 1 sentence. I am a daughter. That's it. I am a daughter. I think it was very, very significant because I'm home with my mom, and I feel like that was proof positive that I feel like in ways I've reverted to, like, I'm in daughter mode. Like, when I'm in New York, I'm autonomous Shallon. I'm the queen of my own castle. I'm not the queen of this castle. She is the queen of this castle, honey. Don't you forget that. You load the forks wrong in the dishwasher, you are going to hear about it. Okay. But this is her castle, and she gets to run this dictatorship however she wants. I get it. But I'm like, okay, you're a daughter, and that means you're now seeing yourself through the eyes of your mom. It's like, it made me feel like I was moving backwards, but I forced myself to push through that. I was like, who else am I? And it was a challenge. The extra challenge she added for me was take away words, take away like, sort of like concrete nouns. I am a YouTuber. I am an author. She's like, take that away. Try to go with adjectives. I am a good friend. I am an altruistic person. I am a vengeful person, things like that. And then who do I want to be? And that was challenging too. We've talked about manifestation before on this channel, and truly the hardest part about manifestation is picking what you want. When you go out to eat, or when you're thinking about going out to eat, what's the hard part? It's not waiting for the food to be made. You're not in the kitchen like, is anyone fucking making it? No. The hard part is deciding where you want to go or what you want to have. It's the choosing. It's the choosing. And when we think about looking at a menu, we don't assign an emotional value to how likely it is that I can achieve a cheeseburger or I can achieve a Cobb salad. You're like, whatever I order, it's coming out, right? I might have my own feelings about if it's healthy for me or not, but I know that whatever I tell them, they're going to bring me. And we don't think about that with the rest of our lives. Oh, I can't wish to be, a store owner in this economy. That's crazy. I can't wish to get into law school. That's crazy. I can't wish for that. I can't wish blah, 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 blah. We assign this secondary story of likely or not likely to everything we think that we want, so that an assignment saying, who do I want to be? See, it's impossible. I found it very, very difficult. And so instead of focusing on those things, the lawyer, the store owner, the YouTuber, the whatever, I tried to take that away. And I tried to set that aside. Instead, I tried to focus on emotional adjectives. I want to be honest. I want to be hardworking. I want to be truthful. I want to be more altruistic. Things that I already am, but it's like I want these to be my galvanizing traits, that when I think of myself, these are the words that come to mind. Not just author, editor, whatever. Like honest, hardworking, disciplined, a giver, whatever those things might be. And then I realized that the word discipline came up again. And I've talked about this before in other videos. I can't remember which one, but we're going to talk about it again. When I went through my last breakup, I sat down with my friend's mom, Dr. Terry. Oh, I love you. And she's a psychologist, and she used to work with Dr. Phil, and she knows her shit. And we've known each other a long time, and she is the best. And she dragged my ass to hell and back over skinny margaritas to hell. She's like, you let this happen. She's like, first of all, you're very immature. You live a life that's immature, and you justify any behavior to yourself that you want, and part of that is because you don't have a life that's full of accountability. You don't have a husband, you don't have kids, you don't have a dog. You are allowed to do whatever you want, and so you do. And you don't live a life of discipline, of emotional, moral discipline. And that's why this relationship happened, because you didn't have enough deal breakers for yourself. You didn't have enough deal breakers for this person in your life. And that got out of control real quick. And when you were mad at him, you were also, underneath it all, you were mad at yourself, because in a way, and she's like, I hear you talking about it. You're like, I let this happen. This is my fault. That's because of the lack of discipline. Not because you're a bad person, God is punishing you for your sins. It's because you are not holding yourself to the standard you think other people should be held to. You are self-betraying. Here lies the ghost of Shallon Lester. I was bodied, and she was not wrong. And she wasn't saying it in a hateful way, and I didn't take it in a hateful way. And I was like, thank you. And she's like, she asked my friend, she's like, Shallon doesn't talk to me since, does she hate me? And my friend was like, no, that was a turning point in her life. And it was a turning point for me, because I'm like, that's true. I can justify anything. I can go where I want. I can do what I want. I don't have to answer to anyone. And therefore, I have invited chaos into my life in a variety of different ways, not just that relationship, a variety of different ways. And so a life of discipline started to become very important to me. And it sounds like we've twisted the word discipline to mean something like not fun, A quote I love is by Winston Churchill. We must abandon the word reward and return to the word duty. Duty. I'm picking up that trash. Even though I didn't drop it on the ground, I'm picking up the trash that I see. Not because I'm going to get a reward, not because anyone's making me, but because it is my duty to do so. It is my duty to the earth. It's my duty to my society, And once I kind of made that my motto or rediscovered that motto, my life has really started to shift. I live a life that is so much more disciplined. I make my bed every day, no matter what. Even if I'm super depressed or anxious and I know in 20 minutes I'm going to get back into it, I don't care. I floss every day. I do the dishes right after I eat now. I take out the trash without being told, which is unwinding that daughter narrative where it's like, I have to be told everything. I am exercising my autonomy from within a confined environment. And I know that's something a lot of you guys are struggling with. I feel like all my progress has been erased. I've been working on myself and now I'm back home with my parents, or now I can't be around my friends. And there's a million different ways that this quarantine is fucking us up. A million different ways. And give yourself a break. You don't have to come out of this a completely different person. You just have to come out of this not completely worse off. And I'm guaranteeing you, you're not. Like, you emotionally are not erasing the progress that you've gone through. I talked about this in my latest podcast, so check that out. But I'm going to talk about it some more. So when I started incorporating discipline into my life, I began to feel more proud of myself, and discipline begats discipline. And again, yeah, it's this word that's gotten kind of like a rap. It's like, oh, you're going to be disciplined, and discipline has to be something terrible and torturous. You have to hate it. No, it doesn't. It has to be something that furthers these goals of who you want to be. One of my friends read a book, I think it's called Atomic Habits. And I was talking about when I was on the Dateable podcast. One of the girls was telling me about it. And basically the thesis is you script out your ideal self, the self you want to be. And every day with every action that you do, you are casting a vote for or against that version of yourself. Making my bed, a vote for. Eating a whole pie for dinner, which I did last week, vote against. Calling up my grandmother, vote for. Ignoring my friend when she needs something, vote against. And it kind of helps us break down our progress and quantify our progress, because emotional progress can be very murky. Oh, I don't know. Am I getting better? Am I getting worse? I'm in the shit. I'm in the pain. Surely, how could I be getting better if I'm feeling this much pain? Sometimes healing is painful and growth is painful. There's no growth in your comfort zone and there's no comfort in your growth zone. And that's something I've really tried to get comfortable with. So after I did that exercise with my therapist, who am I? Who do I want to be? She gave me another one. As teachers are wont to do. They always have more homework, right? Even though I feel like it's summer break. She said, okay, now I want you to take a piece of paper and draw it, make it into 2 columns. Who do you want to be, or what do you want to be? Who do you want to be? What do you want to achieve? And what are the barriers to getting there? The barriers can't be people. None of them are people. And I was like, but she's like, nope. You think that a barrier is a person, and it's not. It's not. And I was like, I did not want to believe this. And then I sat with it and I thought, when have I encountered recently what I believe to be a huge barrier? It was when I was at Star. The boss, just toxic system. And I was so twisted about it all the time. And I'm like, more of my ideas should be listened to, and I should be self-actualizing and blah, blah, blah. And I was just going around and around and around about it all the time. And I look back and I'm like, my boss wasn't the barrier, right? Because they can only stop that situation. He could only arrest. This is just his little world, his little fiefdom that he controlled. That's it. That's all he could really do to me. What I was truly after was not necessarily a higher position in that company. When I thought about it, I didn't care. I didn't really want to rise higher. I was kind of done with it. What I wanted was more power and control over my life. And once I got laid off, I turned to YouTube and I started doing this. And that's where I got that power. I was like, no. It wasn't a person standing in my way. It was actually myself. I had the power all along to get that power. I could have been putting the energy towards this from the beginning, and I wasn't. I was localizing it on one person who I decided was oppressing me. I mean, it was. But there were plenty of ways around that to get to what my ultimate emotional goal was. I was focusing on the surface goal, on what the goal looked like, what the goal was titled, where the office was, like the placard, the new business card. That was not what I was actually after. I was after the feeling that was allegedly going to give me. And it's the same thing with losing weight. It's like, you're not after a 6-pack abs or a size 2. You're after the feeling that is going to give you. So let's look at how we can get that feeling in another way that's easier, healthier, and truly more satisfying for ourselves, right? And so when I was making this list, where do I want to go and what's holding me back? What was the common denominator? Me, goddammit. I was the one holding me back. It wasn't the world, the world's unfair. No shit, the world's unfair. The world is always going to be unfair. There's always going to be people who don't believe in you, who aren't giving you a hand up. Fuck them. You got to learn to go around that. You have to learn to go around that. So when I started looking at this through that filter, it was icky. But on the other side of the ick was the growth. And on the other side of the growth was the power. Now I've got power. Now I'm in control of the situation. And you're probably in quarantine thinking like, okay, well, where I want to go is in an apartment on my own and not live with my parents anymore because I want to kill myself, but I just got laid off. Look, I'm not saying there's no logistical barriers. I'm not like, just like feel your way into existence. Like, not at all. But you do have power. You have the power to make a plan. You have the power to get control of your finances, to call your credit card company, to consolidate some debt, to talk to friends and be like, hey, who wants to split a room? Who wants to split a house? Here's how long it's going to take me to save up for that. Here's how much money I can borrow. I've talked to the bank. You have the power to gather information. And maybe your goal isn't feasible right away. Maybe it's going to take 6 months. Maybe it's going to take a year. But you have the power to know that. And knowledge is power. It's cheesy, but there's a reason that cheesy phrase is endured. It's the truth. And again, what you're looking for is, okay, yes, of course, an apartment on your own. But what's the feeling underneath that? I'm autonomous. No one can tell me what to do. No one can make me feel bad about myself. No one is going to erode my progress. How can you replicate that in your circumstances now? What can you do? Is it incorporating more alone time, going for a walk every day, committing yourself to a workout or some sort of healthy regime that gives you more a feeling of control? Is it giving back to other people so that you're like, you know what, mom and dad say I have no worth? No, I do. I'm writing letters to soldiers in Iraq. I'm fundraising for homeless people in New York. I'm doing something with myself. I'm working on my schoolwork. I'm taking courses online. I'm doing something. These aren't perfect circumstances. They're never going to be perfect circumstances. If we spend our life waiting for just this layup from the universe, here it's so easy, we're never going to get anywhere. That's why progress, if you talk to any successful person like Mark Cuban, whoever, you want to hear that progress is just this like rocket ship to the moon, just up, 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 up. No, it's all over the place. It's 2 steps forward. It's 3 steps back. It's a setback, but not down and out. That is what gives us grit. That's what makes a winner. Not that I've never gotten knocked down. I got knocked down. I got my ass back up. It's grittiness. It's tenacity. It's stoicism. It's knowledge and it's growth and it's learning. And all of that can happen right where you are. No, it's not easy. No, it's not always fun, but it's possible. And isn't that better than telling yourself it's not possible? Why would you say that to yourself? Do you enjoy this victim narrative? Okay, let's unpack that too. You can do that. This is all work that needs to be done. And now is the time to do it. I want you to ask yourself, a year from now, when this is all over and we're joking about it and we're dressing up as a coronavirus for Halloween or whatever, what do you wish you will have gotten out of this? Because like I said, there's a positive and negative to any situation. We can change what things mean, and usually that's all we can change. There is an upside to this. I mean, there's not a ton of them, but there are upsides. And truly that is our life's work, is to mine every situation for the silver lining. And this isn't like a live, laugh, love, like cheesy bullshit thing. This is the only way to live and be happy. You're never going to be able to control everything. You're never going to only have pleasant circumstances and people who believe in you and all the freedom in the world and all the money and up, 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 up. No. But you got to exercise that muscle of, what can I get from this? How can I make this work to my advantage? What's actually a good thing that's happening right now? We may never experience this again. This quarantine, this lockdown, the complete global absence of FOMO, fear of missing out. Isn't that insane? Isn't that insane? I look at this sort of as an emotional gift. We are all in our own emotional rehabs if we choose to let it be like that. And again, rehab's not fun, but it's useful. It's not fun at first, but you get in the rhythm of it and you're like, okay, I see the usefulness. I see why I'm here. I see why I need to stay. So ask yourself, a year from now, what will I wish I had done? You know, and maybe it's something as simple as, I wish I had just rested. I wish I hadn't stressed that nothing was going to go back to normal, because it would. I wish I had just read more and relaxed, communed with nature. I wish I had taken the time to think about what I wanted from my life and been more proactive rather than just reactive. And that sounds like a tall order during something like this. Oh my God, how can I be proactive? Oh, I get to choose what I can't even fucking choose if I leave the house, right? That's going to change. Right? And this is the time that we can stop and say, I am going to use this to mind map my future. Or at the very least, I'm going to clear out the cobwebs of stuff that's going on. Who am I? Who do I want to be? What's holding me back? How can I ameliorate this? And when you make that what's holding me back list, make another one that maybe is logistical. My finances are holding me back. My weight's holding me back. My relationship with my sister is holding me back. Okay, make a plan to tackle that too. Make a plan to tackle that too. We can do this. I know that this is scary. I know. But glowing up really comes from inside. Because once you have all this stuff right, the outside's easy. The teeth whitening. Oh, I forgot to talk about the teeth whitening. I use Crest White strips. I've tried the Colgate ones. Those are fine too. Just any strip, they work fine. They work just fine. You got the time. You got no one to see, no one to make out with. And it's great to combine that with intermittent fasting, because then you're even less likely to go on nibbling hour when you've got your strips in. I always put my strips in after I eat, or I just simply brush my teeth and it resets my mouth so that I don't want to snack. But we're off topic. we're off topic. We're off and on to teeth. But look, overall, you can switch how all of this is going. You can emotionally switch this from something that is eroding you to something that is feeding you and building you. And making those switches, they're not for everybody. Not everyone's going to get it. Not everyone is ready yet. And some people will never be ready, you know? But we're the mighty women, and we're here because we're awake. I want to know what you guys are doing in quarantine to help glow up, either physically, emotionally, mentally, whatever. Just tell me how you have been coping getting through this. God knows we could share for each other. Also, please share with me how to play this thing. I'm not holding it right. Am I holding it right? Is this better? Should I play with my teeth like Jimi Hendrix? If you do it like that, it almost sounds like Spanish guitar, right? Just let me have this. For more, click like and subscribe. We're doing more quarantine videos. Plenty of content for you. And like I said, connect with me on Instagram. I let you guys weigh in on the topics and vote, and I love hearing from you. And if you have a love question or any kind of questions that you're dealing with, find me on my website, shallonlester.com, and click Get Help.